computer. We are going to be recording this, and I will post the free webinar in the group for 24 hours in the events page. So I would like you to introduce yourself, tell me about your business, and tell me what your main struggle with confidence is.
Okay. Well, my name is Amanda Ashley. I am a perfectly posh independent consultant. I love to pamper people with our naturally based products. And my confidence, though, my struggle is my self-image. Because I am not happy with my weight, and that makes me think that I don't look pretty, which I know because the hubby tells me all the time that I am, but it's still there, you know? So
yes, how you feel about yourself actually has to be like key to your confidence. If you don't feel good enough to show up and go online or go live, it just doesn't work. But before we start, and I know you have a copy, Amanda, but I have to put this in here for the people that may come in later and they can see that. But everybody that attends live gets the free Create Your Confidence Roadmap workbook. It's awesome. I loved it. Woohoo.
I didn't either. I printed out the top 5 daily strategies.
Okay. But
I printed the wrong one.
That's okay, because that gets you started. I mean, if you go in and you grab that, it will get you started in some of the things. We'll be going over some of the stuff in this guide and workbook. And I'm leaving it up for $7 for like 2 weeks. And after that, it's going up to $27 because it is definitely worth the $27. So what I want to start today, and since you have the other one printed out, this still will work. We're going to start off with our core values. And why I say core values, because our core values are tied into every aspect of our self-esteem, our self-respect, our value of ourselves, the confidence, who we want to be when we put ourselves out online, and everything. So that's why I started at core values. And I have to say, I give Chrissy Key Rollins the exact credit for this, because if she had not had me do this, I wouldn't know about this and I wouldn't be teaching it to you guys. So I don't like to take credit.
Link,
yeah,
that link goes to the top 5 daily strategies.
Does it? Let me go grab a different link. Thank you for letting me know, even though that's not what's supposed to go to. Let me grab that. We were having internet issues. I had to restart everything. So that might have been when we were having internet issues that was going on. Let me go in and grab that real quick. It doesn't show screen share, does it? Okay. Just double check it. You never know.
Nope. I just see you.
Copy. Let's try this one. See if this one works. Paste. It's a different link, so it should. Although, why did it do that? That is not making any sense. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, it wants to. There we go. I'm like, why is it being this way? Technology. I love it and hate it all at the same time. Just saying. See if that takes you to the right one. And if you enter the code that is given in chat, because I am not going to say it out loud if you haven't been here live, then for 24 hours you have a chance to get it for free. And the promo will expire in 24 hours. I set it up that way on purpose. So, Amanda, what would you think if you had to really, really think about it? Your at least, your top 5 core traits are. Do you understand what I mean by core traits?
Let me get my paper.
Okay. Because I can explain further. I'll explain a little bit further while you get your paper. Core traits are the things that you believe in, that you stand for. So when you put yourself out there, there are things that are non-negotiable for you. It could be family, it could be mindset issues, it could be the fact that you're compassionate and want to give to somebody. It could be your honesty. I believe honesty is like above everything else. It could be your personal growth. It could be so many things. I mean, like even in the confidence to create your roadmap, I only listed 50. I found a website with like 500 of them. So if you are willing to go, if these aren't fitting you, go Google. Just Google core values. It'll bring up a whole list of them. But I try to make it less work with at least 50,
Right.
But my core values are honesty, compassion, respect, love. There's one more. I think it was teaching, because I believe in teaching people, things. It's always been that way. There's another one, and it will probably look different, and I'm guessing it's not that, but for our vision board next week, we're starting off with the values. So if you get those down, you'll be able to start your vision board really quick. So I'd like you to think about, take a few moments, about, even if from this list for now, what your top 5 would be.
I have mine.
Okay. Would you please share?
I put trustworthiness, optimism, honesty, kindness, and compassion.
Okay. Those are all, to me, all of them are great, but that fits in with me too. So I completely understand it. Now, when creating, your self-esteem, your respect, your value, and all those things, you have to remember to hold those things firm. Those are the things that you would not negotiate in any circumstance. And sometimes when we put ourselves out there because we're unconfident, we tend to negotiate those things, and we shouldn't. So I would make sure that when you are doing something, if it doesn't feel right, is it sticking with your core values? Because that's where you should draw the line and say, nope, not happening. Nope, not at all. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because if you're not putting something out there that you don't feel good about, it feels really yucky when you put it out there. Whether it's your content, your copy, your sales promos, whatever it may be, if it doesn't feel good to you, it's going to come across that way to the audience. I would also like you to think about it right now. When someone walks into the room, what is the first thing about their confidence that you notice? Without saying anything.
They carry themselves.
Right. So, in your opinion, Amanda, do you carry yourself like you have confidence, or do you carry yourself like you don't?
It depends on the situation usually. A lot of times I will. Like at work, I am comfortable there, so I will. But if I'm in a group of people that I don't know, no, I don't.
Okay. What do you think is the reason, besides being uncomfortable? Because even right now I'm uncomfortable, but I don't think I'm portraying that I'm unconfident. I'm uncomfortable because I've been working with lighting issues and all that stuff with the camera. But if you had to pinpoint, what other reason besides being uncomfortable is it that you just don't know them, so you don't, or is it because you're afraid they're judging you?
Both.
Both. Now, I don't know if you teach your kids this, but if you really think about it, because you're worried about what the other person's going to think, you are starting off with that bad impression right away. Right away. And it's hard when you're in an uncomfortable situation, I'm not going to lie, because I've had this issue. So I've been there. But it's based on a fear, because in general, everybody judges everybody. I don't care who you are. Whether you intend to or not, you still make a flash judgment. Like when somebody walks into Walmart, we'll just give Walmart as an example because they always have those Walmart funny pictures. You tend to think oh, that person's dressed XYZ way. It may be a good thought. It may be a bad thought, but you're judging them automatically. So no matter what, we all have the sense of judging somebody. It's not that it's great, but if you could sit there and say, okay, oops, I just judged somebody and I don't even know them. They could be perfectly great human being, but because of their looks, I don't necessarily want to associate with them. There's a difference between a bad vibe and just like, oh, they kind of look slumly. You know what I mean? Someone gives you a bad vibe, I say stay away. That's my personal opinion. Because usually your intuition's right on that one. But have you ever gone into Walmart and been like, I can't believe she's wearing that in public?
Always.
So, whether you believe it or not, you judge people on a daily basis on the way they look.
I know I do.
But you don't necessarily intend to mean harm by that. So the same thing is happening with you on the opposite end. So instead of being like, okay, of owning who you are, because you are a beautiful person. I know you personally, so I know you're a beautiful person.
Oh, thank you.
Own the things you like about yourself. And I know it's going to take time for you to like the whole looks, appearance thing, because it takes work. It takes time. It's not something that's going to be just, oh, aha, I'm done. It doesn't work that way. It would be nice if it did. But I know I've talked to you about journaling and really think that the weight issue you could do with journaling, and it is something you can change, and it takes time. Just like everything else, it takes time. Your confidence is not going to be boosted in, it can be boosted daily, but it's not going to go from like 0 to 100 within the first 2 days. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. It takes practice. And so when you walk into a room, is it possible for you to think, okay, everybody's having the same thoughts of me, so it gives you a little bit of comfort knowing that everybody is thinking like you are.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, every person, I don't care if they look like Barbie, they're thinking the same thing. Like, is my makeup out of place? Do I look good enough? All those things come into play. So you're not the only one thinking those things. It's just a matter of they're like, okay, I'm comfortable with the way I look. Whether you're in sweatpants or, dressed up or whatever it may be, if you are comfortable with the way you look, then excuse my language, but fuck the haters. So is that something that you can think about when you walk into a room? Because I know with being a posh consultant, you're in front of people you don't necessarily know on a daily basis. Whether you're going to conference, hosting a new party, whether you're even posting a picture of yourself, the content you're putting out there can be put out, even if it's, like a lot of direct sales, they have like certain content they put a certain way. But it still can be read in those posts that you're unconfident. I guarantee you the first party I had for when I sold 31, I was so unconfident. And it showed in the sales. I think I had one sale, and it was because it was that girl's party and she's like 31 and she felt bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it shows like, you can't be afraid to show yourself even at your worst state, because believe me, everybody has those worst states. It's one of those things like this morning, as an example, in one of my groups, they posted, oh, it's Saturday, say hi with a selfie. I actually posted a selfie where I look like shit. I just got up. My hair was like poofed like this. It was bad. But I posted it because I'm like, okay, if I'm going around saying I have to be confident, and these are the ways to be confident, I need to just post that. Who cares what anybody thinks about that picture? Because that's me. When I would get up in the morning, I am not all there without coffee. Let's just put it that way. My kids called me zombie today. They're like, Mom, you look like a zombie. It didn't help I was stiff, so I was walking stiff. So it just made it worse. Okay. Now we're going to kind of get to know ourselves with a little bit of clarity. If you had to say one thing, your top thing that you love to do, what would it be, Amanda?
Crochet.
Crochet. Okay. And you're confident in that. I got to say, you've got some beautiful pieces. I'd love you to share them with the group sometime because they are beautiful. I've seen them. And I think that's how we first started talking, was because of the crochet too. I think so
too.
So you like to crochet. That makes you feel confident. You know you can make a living out of that because people do. So you do that on the side as well, that I know of. That's not like your top business, but that is something you do on the side. You know you can make money that way.
Yep, that's just my fun thing.
Yeah. So, if you took, and you don't have to do this right now, but maybe make a list of everything you like, okay? How can you turn that into, I'm not trying to word this, like something you can use in your business to make the money? So whether, I know you sell Posh, but like, I know you were like all excited about that stick you were showing the other day on live.
Yes, it's right here.
I was like, dude, why didn't they have this stuff when I was sitting outside in the heat? Just saying. I was like, I need that because, if I do have to go sit outside in the heat, because there's a lot of things that are banned you do have to do that for, that would be great. And I watched you go from being unconfident in the video to confident.
I'm working on it.
Yes. So what is one thing, because I know you like that product, what is one thing, if you were to do it again, say you were to go live on your business page, for example, how would you start that video differently?
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I really don't.
Okay, so when you go live, we all tend to introduce ourselves, which I forgot to do. So I was nervous, so I didn't. We tend to introduce ourselves. Like, example, hi, I'm Sarah Ankney. I am an empowerment coach. I help women who have online businesses be happy and create their own empowerment through motivation, support, tools, and clear plans of action. Life is too short to be unhappy. So if you start off with, like, say, a blurb like that, where you're like, I'm Amanda Ashley. I am how they put it, perfectly posh representative?
Independent, perfectly posh consultant.
Okay. So, see, you got that down.
I think I said it backwards a while ago.
I help women feel better about themselves because, personal products do help us feel better about ourselves, to create confidence. You're helping women to be confident. Whether you can see that as a result or not, it is. And they're all naturally designed. So you could be like, I'm a blah, blah, I'll just say XYZ because that's a big mouthful.
It is.
I help women become confident and happy using naturally based skincare products, because I believe women deserve to feel good about themselves. We'll just use that as an example. Okay. You can end up editing, however you want later on. But if you walked in knowing exactly that's how you were going to introduce yourself, would it make you feel better because you knew exactly what you were going to start off with?
Yeah, it would.
So make yourself a little note that you want to make yourself an introduction that you use for everything. When you introduce yourself at a party, you introduce yourself on a Zoom party or a Facebook party. It is like, okay, this is my go-to. I know this. It is my confidence level. I can put this out. And then you feel confident right off the bat. Which, I don't know why. I have introduced yourself. It's right there. I just need to put it in highlight it. Introduce yourself. But so that, that's how I would walk in, whether I'm doing, a discovery call, or even if you're just talking to somebody, that you haven't met and they're interested, you can start off with that. That way it gives you your confidence. You know exactly what you're going to say, exactly how you feel about the product, and how the product makes them feel. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because that basically, when you're selling anything, the customer wants to know what it's going to make them feel like, or what benefit they're reaching at the end. So you have to put that in your little, some people call it elevator pitch, some people call it a one-liner. I call it a great way to introduce yourself to somebody that doesn't know you, or on top of your live. And even if you've, like in your group, you've done a couple lives, you could say, for those of you that don't know, my name is, and then go into your spill. That way you're addressing the fact, you've said it before.
Yeah.
You're not, skipping over it. I have a tendency to do that if I'm one-on-one with somebody that knows me, and I think that's why it happened today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're walking into a room of people you don't know, and you could start saying that in your head as you walk in to boost that confidence right there. Just boost it. You know what you know about Posh. Like, a lot more stuff about Posh, because I love all your posts lately, by the way, than I do. And I love Posh, trust me. Which I got my Posh the other day. I just got to show you. Where'd it go? I love, my kid's like, you smell like an orange cleaner. I'm like, well, it smells good. So, does that make you feel a little bit more confident when you're putting yourself out there online?
Yes.
Would you be able to do that in person?
Yeah. It would take some practice.
Yeah, I mean, even if say you're at the kids' school, you don't necessarily have to do that, and you're walking into your room with people you don't know. You could be like, hi, my name's Amanda Ashley. My kids are XYZ. I'm happy to meet you. Because you're starting off with something exactly right off the bat. You know what I mean? So that puts you into a comfort zone. So that's my tip, is if you're going into a place you don't know, say or do something, even if it's just repeating in your head, to put yourself in a comfort zone. I know who I am. I know what I can do. I know these things about yourself. So repeat it to yourself as you're walking in the door, or you're about to go online and do a live, whatever it may be. Okay. We already talked about the fear of judgment. I actually skipped around on this, but that's okay. It actually fits together better the way we did it. Okay. So if you haven't downloaded the 5 top strategies for daily confidence boosting, I recommend you do. That's a free one. That's not like gonna cost anybody a thing at all. And I always tell people, we first have to love ourselves and like all of ourselves before we can really portray the whole veil of confidence. So I know I've told you this before, but even if you just wake up in the morning and when you go to the mirror and you wash your face or whatever you're doing, tell yourself you love you, because we are the hardest on ourselves. And our inner mean girls like to come out when we look like crap. Just saying.
Yeah.
So you go to the mirror and you say, I love you, to you. So if this was the mirror, I'd be like, I love you today, Sarah. Okay. The next thing I want you to do, and whether I prefer written, because for me, written sticks in my head better. And it's just from a studying habit point of view. But I go and I write 3 things I like about myself. Today, I like the fact that my hair looks cool braided. I'm going to admit it. I haven't braided my hair in a while. So I was like, oh, that looks really good.
My hair is all crazy today.
That's okay.
It decided to be curly.
My oldest has curly, thick, frizzy hair, and a lot of it. So it's very difficult to manage. She
I know
often,
lots of stuff to fix that.
yeah, she didn't like, there was something we were using from Posh and I can't figure out what it was, but they discontinued it and I just haven't got the newer products to see how they work.
Oh, I ain't even talking about Posh. I just,
Oh,
because when my daughter was little, she had thick curly hair.
oh,
So I know all kinds of things to fix that if you
you will
ever
have
want.
to send me a good one on that. Just saying,
I
because
will.
um I I do that every morning. I also do my gratitude daily in the morning. I do affirmations in the morning. Those are like I'm sipping my coffee and that's what I'm working on. That's just me. I journal. Journaling helps to keep my mindset above all the bullshit that's going on. Um and I notice if I don't do it, I end up having massive bad day the rest of the day. Now, I'm not saying that's for everybody, not necessarily that it's actually like equated with that. I think it just gives me a good jump start to my day. I start off feeling better, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So the other thing as I say is after you're done doing all that, you can do something for yourself in the morning. I come down and I'd say this is what I do for myself in the morning is I put my lotion on. I'm sitting there, get the computer started, wait for the coffee to brew, and I put on my lotion. So it could be something simple as that for your self care. It could be just, when you get out of bed, wash your face, put some moisturizer on, put your makeup on if that's how you feel. It's all about you. I don't say like, oh, you have to wear makeup or get dressed up or anything like that. It's all about what you do for you to make yourself feel better. Because I do know if I'm around and just lounging in my PJs during the day, I tend to be not as productive and not as confident about the stuff I'm putting out as when I do my face, I do my makeup, I do, put clothes on. Now, I don't necessarily do all of my makeup every day. I just sometimes just put lip gloss on, but it still makes me feel better. So that's what we're coming to this point. We're going to create at least 3 strategies in the morning that's going to work for you. So and that's it, in addition to what I believe should be like right there every day is the I love you and the compliments.
Mm-hmm.
So what is one thing that you think you could do for yourself in the morning to make yourself, I guess I call it make myself feel human? You know, but it could be a Posh product like I use. It could be you washed your face and brushed your teeth. Because those things all have to do with confidence. If you're not doing it, whether you believe it or not, the back of your mind and your subconscious knows it. They're like, oh, well, I'm not my fresh self. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I do brush my teeth every morning, but that's just.
Well, I was just putting a generalization in there. Because for
Yeah.
the years when I was depressed, I didn't do that stuff for myself at all. I rolled out of bed and rolled to the couch, basically. It was that bad.
Been there before too.
So, speaking of lotion, I was putting it on. For example, these Posh, I'm just going to use these as an example, and I'm not trying to sell Posh to anybody. You could do whatever lotion you want. But even if it is a scented lotion that you like to use, whatever type you like to use, if you're smelling that scent, it puts you in a good mood because you equate something nice and calm and happy about it. So it could be stuff like that. It could be doing your makeup. I've been trying to make it a practice to do my makeup every day, whether it's just eyeliner and, mascara or the lip gloss or do the full thing. Some aspect I do it. Those are like my two definite do's every day that besides the other two. And then the third thing I do is I sit there and I set an intention for the day. Today I want to do XYZ. So every day this week, my goal has been to add 5 people to my group. It hasn't necessarily happened. I've gotten 2 this week, but I set my intention. Today I'm going to add 5 people to my group. because I want to grow my group to 200 by the end of February. So it gives me a goal. For some reason, I'm very goal oriented. Don't like deadline and goal oriented. I think it has to do with the organization. I do. But setting yourself some type of goal, and it could be a small one. It could be, my goal is to sell one thing of Posh today. Now, whether you complete it or not, some days are better than other days, and some days you get more work done than other days. But you set yourself a goal for the morning that coincides with a bigger goal, So,
right.
What is one goal you could think you could set? What it could be do with your kids, like make sure my kids do not drive me insane today. Could be anything like that, because trust me, as a parent, goals. But I always try to make it a business goal, so that when I'm doing my posts and my content for the day, because sometimes I just freehand the stuff, it gives me a thought process behind it on why I'm doing this. Because I don't know how many times I used to post, why am I posting this? Nobody's paying attention.
Yeah.
People are paying attention. You just don't realize they're paying attention. So if you have a goal in mind when you pay attention to something, it puts more feeling, and more people respond and more people engage on that post. Even on your own post, if you have a goal for that post, you'll notice more engagement, like even on your personal posts. I used to write my opinions about stuff all the time and nobody would say a word. Or it would be the opposite. Everybody would be attack central. Of course. Oh, she knows I'm awful. That's my kid. I'll have to give me 1 second. I'm going to message her and what the heck? My ex apparently messaged me too. I apologize. I hate doing this stuff.
You're fine.
No, I don't like it. But it was something, he was asking a question about the kids coming over, so I had to answer him on that one. And I don't know why my text messages aren't going off, because I guarantee you he asked way before I got on here. So, now what are 3 extra things besides the 2 things that you think you could do for yourself on a daily basis?
Lotion myself. I do that constantly, though, anyways.
But it's still, am I right about the smell? I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. Especially the new one I got.
Which one did you get?
Jam-packed. It's strawberries, pear, and plum.
Ooh. That's all fruity.
And acai berries and, passion fruit. It smells so good.
Okay, so lotion yourself, which you already started, and see, you started your confidence building daily and didn't even know it.
Yep.
What about 2 other things?
I think I'm going to, because up until like a couple of months ago, when I would get Jimmy up for work, I would just stay up.
Okay.
And have that hour of time there for me to do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
Because I was going back to sleep, but I think I just need to start staying up, because when I go back to sleep, when I wake up, I'm like, ugh. But I noticed yesterday I stayed up and I felt better. So I think I'm going to start doing that again and just have that hour to do whatever I wanted.
That sounds like a good plan, actually.
Play on Facebook or play a game or get my post together for the day, or
see, good time for self-care, or just prepare yourself for the day. And here I have a cat coming. Are you coming? Are you staying? What are you doing, cat? Say hi to everybody. This is my fat dog.
I wish I had a dog. I mean, a cat.
I
But
like
my
my
dogs
cat.
wouldn't have a cat.
Well, this one thinks she's a dog. She begs like a dog. She's very territorial like a dog. She's like, no, mom, no. Okay, so we've got 2. What's your third?
I don't know.
You don't know. Have you been journaling?
No.
Do you think that might help?
It probably would. I don't ever remember it till I'm already doing something, and then I'm like, oh, I'll do it in a minute, and then I forget again.
Right. Why don't we make it that when you get up in that hour, that is your time to journal? Because that gives you time to free think. You don't have to, you don't have to spend like a super amount of time at all.
Yeah.
Hi, Tina.
Huh?
Oh, Tina jumped on.
Yes.
Oh. Hi, Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Hi. Sorry I'm late.
That's okay. I know it's late over there, isn't it? Like
9:15 p.m.
I knew it was
So
like
8:45. Yeah.
I'm so glad I actually get to hear your voice for the first time.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing though?
I'm okay. I've just been traveling and literally came back home. So I'm here. So I'm
Sue
kind of like
on too. Hi, Sue. So we'll go back and do a little bit of what we did before, only because I'm sure Amanda won't mind. She was the only one that was on.
oh.
And I wanted to make sure everybody gets the information because it's really good information. Let me repop the link I had into chat. This is for that confidence roadmap that I had made, the $7 one. And I will type the promo in there because I do not want people that did not attend live to have it. So that's just for you guys. It makes it 100% free.
All right. Yeah.
So that way you have, and it's up there for 24 hours free and it will expire. So that's I try to make it fair as possible because I know sometimes people are coming in on their phones. It's not easy to jump around between windows. So if you can at least, copy it, or if you can't, you can hit me up afterwards for the information too, since I know you were in here. But Tina, I'd like you to take a moment and introduce yourself. I see Sue's on no mic and is just listening, which is fine. But I'd like you to tell me a little bit about what you do and what do you think your biggest struggle with confidence is?
Oh gosh. Okay, I'll start with what I do. I am a bookkeeper for small businesses. Therefore, I help self-employed businesses, solopreneurs, any small business, basically limited companies in the UK, and get them ready for what they call self-assessment, which is something that we've got to fill in every year, or for the accountant to get it all ready for them. So that's really what I do. I'm on a bit of a sabbatical at the moment. I'm kind of taking some time out. So I haven't been working for about 3 weeks now. So there was a big legal case and therefore that took up a lot of time and that's now resolved. So I'm just taking time out for me and being me and finding me again, really. So, so me jumping onto this one is really to get back into who I was, who I am, or the new me, and just finding myself really, and getting that confidence to be up and going and be more how I was. I used to be quite happy, jolly, used to laugh a lot, used to smile a lot, and I've kind of lost a lot of that through the legal case. So, it's trying to get that back.
I can understand that. I don't think a lot of people understand. They have confidence, and what happens is some big event or, like, you know, a certain type of relationship maybe that you're in that is not a great relationship. So it ends up taking who you are away from you. So then you're like, I'm lost. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I feel, ugh. So I went through with this with Amanda. So I'm going to go through this with you too. But in this book, it goes through a lot of the stuff that you were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But I took some excerpts from the book and put them in today's webinar. And then at the end of the book also, I put in a lot of self-reflective journal prompts that might help you. So, you know, I'm a huge journal junkie now. I would have told you like 6 months ago to go F yourself about journaling. I'll be honest. I didn't like it, but I found it's actually helped me tremendously find myself. So that's why I talk about it so frequently. And if it doesn't work for you, I don't ever say you have to follow exactly what I do, ever, because what I do doesn't necessarily work for everybody, but I know it worked for me. So, you know, if you want to try it, that's awesome. But I know you downloaded the 5 strategies, and in there it talks about your core values. And sometimes finding with ourselves, we get lost in what our core values are. Oh, thank you, Sue. I know. I was like, I look good with the braid today. But anyway, if you could think about, I don't know if you know what core values are. Do you know what core values are?
Yeah. And I use integrity is one of mine. Compassion, empathy. Yeah, I do have quite a few actually. Yeah.
Okay.
And I do use them as part of me and who I am.
And that is awesome, because there's some people that don't even realize that that exists and that they don't, I guess, stick to it. Because when you're putting yourself out there, there's a lot of times that you're going to be asked to compromise who you are because of, you know, whatever it may be that's going on. But if you know your core values and you can stick to them, it helps you keep your identity through anything.
Yeah, and I found that. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm glad you know those and you named them. So that's awesome. But I wanted to ask you, and I asked Amanda the same thing. When you are sitting in a room and somebody walks in, what is the first thing you notice about them?
Usually I notice if they're smiling or if they're not. I look at their face. I look at their face first of all, and I don't know what goes through my head as such. I think that's changed through the years. I'm just trying to think how to put it. I don't judge. Everybody judges, but generally I don't judge. It's not something that is part of me. It's not something I like to do anyway. I think I have a lot of respect for other people and for who they are, and everybody's different. So yeah, who you see is who you see, and it's just one episode in their time. It might be just a little frame of time. So, and I might not even know anything about that person. So I know, even though everybody judges, including me, that's something I try not to do, because I know it's not for me personally. I don't think it's right to, and I try to give everybody the same, allow the same respect and the same. God, how can I put it? Just trying to think how to phrase it.
No, that's exactly what I would say. We were talking about that earlier. I said, no matter what you try not to judge, whether it's like we talked about Walmart. I'm sure you've heard about all the jokes about Walmart here.
There is here as well. Asta, it's the same thing.
So you walk in and you don't necessarily see something that's flattering on somebody, you know, and whether you intend to or not, you make a split judgment like, oh, I'd never be caught dead in public, right? And you don't necessarily mean it. It's not that like you're trying to meanly judge like some people do, but we tend to do it. That person could be a perfectly nice person, and we end up, you know, like having a preconceived notion about the person per se.
Mm.
And so when you walk into a room, it's hard because you're judging yourself. We judge ourselves the worst out of everyone. So you're like, okay, do I look okay?
Yeah.
Do I look good? Do I feel good? Blah, blah, blah. Well, like I was telling Amanda, she is a perfectly posh consultant, which I don't know if you know what that is, but they sell like lotions and hand creams and skin type products.
Oh, okay.
And I love them, but that's just me. You know, plus look, it's a Sassyomia. Gotta have that. But so I was telling her, when you walk into a room, we tend to go in with the thought like, oh God, I'm uncomfortable because I don't know these people. So I gave her this saying that, you know, like I always walk into, I started doing this, you know, in the past couple months. When I walk into a place, even if it's a store, and I know this sounds silly, even if it's a store, I say, hi, like I do this in my head. Hi, I'm Sarah Anthony. I am an empowerment coach, and I help online business women, as well as anyone else that wants it, with their confidence to empower themselves, love themselves, value themselves, respect themselves through motivation, support, tools and tips, and a plan of action. Because that makes that like talks about who I am. Does that make me say, like, it makes me feel comfortable? I know who I am. I'm walking in, I know who I am.
Mm.
So say you were walking into a room, because I know you don't own like online necessarily.
No,
okay.
Not much.
It's okay, Amanda.
Oh, is she okay? Is she all right?
Yeah, she has to go. She has a bunch of kids at her house, so it's okay.
Oh,
She's
gosh,
been
busy.
through this, so thank you for attending, Amanda. I will talk to you later. But I was talking to her, and I was like, you know, how would you, if you were walking into your room and you would say, you know, I'm a perfectly posh consultant, and I know I'm not saying it right how she needs to say it, but, and I help women, you know, improve their confidence with skincare products. I was just using that as an example. I'm like, how would that make you feel walking into a room? Would that make you feel a little more confident walking into the room, especially into a room of people you don't know?
I'm generally quite confident walking into a room with people I don't know. I've in that respect, I am okay.
Okay.
I have the bigger hurdle is more on myself, that I notice that I'm not, even though I'm very fair on everybody else, I'm not so fair on myself, which is what you were talking about as well, the self-respect and this inner self and all the inner chatter and all that side. That I'm much harder on myself than I am with anybody else. So
yeah, I think we all are, honestly. I'm still hard on myself. Like, you know, I got that D and I got another D right after. And it's just me because I don't understand, and for some reason I don't understand percent markups and future value percentage and all that stuff. It's just one area that I guess I don't get, because there's two classes doing the same thing at the same time. And I was like, you've never gotten a D since like you were in middle school. What is wrong with you? It's not what's wrong with me. I'm allowed not to be strong in everything I do. I'm not going to have confidence in everything I do. And clearly that's one area I don't. So I'm going to seek help, you know? And I'm sure you understand about that with, you know, the bookkeeping stuff. I don't know why I don't get it, but I just don't get it.
yeah, no, it's like me with tech. I can't get it. But you give me figures and I can do them. But you know, other things I can't. It's just, I think you're good at some things and not good at others. And we can learn some, and then others we just don't want to, or you know, and we just there's other more important things that we want to spend our time on. Exactly. And it's having that ability to be able to understand that. But it's taken me many years to understand that as well. So I used to be a perfectionist on everything, so and I've stopped all of that as well.
Yeah, I used to be too. So, I have a question for you. This is going to sound odd, but do you tell yourself you love yourself every day?
No, I don't. No, I do think positively and drive on a positive mode and think on a positive mode. But no, I don't think I do that. No,
Okay.
no, not that one, not that level. Yeah, it's kind of strange.
It is odd when you first do it. I'm not going to lie. I was like, what the hell am I doing this for? Of course I love me. But I didn't tell me I loved me. Does that
Mm.
make sense? It's just
Yeah.
like anything else. If you say it out loud, it makes it, I guess, more concrete.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
that's one of I know you downloaded that. That's the top thing I do in the morning. When I get up and you go to the bathroom or the loo, as you would say, I tell myself in the mirror as I'm washing my hands and my face, I love you. I love you, Sarah.
Mm.
That starts my
Mm.
confidence strategies for the day.
Yeah.
And then while I'm standing there,
Mm.
because I usually brush my teeth and stuff while I'm standing there, I also give myself 3 compliments. And I make sure that they're different daily. It's not the same thing.
Oh.
Like, that's why I was like, what she said about the braid, I just thought it was funny because I used the example of the braid. I was like, dude, I really like how you look with the braid today. I haven't braided my hair in years, but I was like, dude, it looks really good. And it doesn't have to be about your looks. It could be about, something that you're achieving right now. Like, for example, Sarah, I am so happy that you made the National Honor Society for college. That was a huge deal for me because I was like, this is my last semester was my first semester back. I hadn't been in school in 20 years. And for me to get a 4.0 was like amazing.
Mm. Wow.
So this semester, when I'm making D's, I'm like, oh my God. So I
Mm.
have to remind myself, you did achieve this, but you're not going to be perfect at everything. You
Mm.
know? So this semester may not be as great as last semester, but I still strive not to completely I would say years ago, I would have just said, well, I'm getting a D. What's the purpose of trying? No. I think the confidence boost made me think about it differently, you know? So I really recommend, and this is up to you, you can either write them down or say them out loud. And I do both. Generally, I more write them down because for me, like when I study and stuff, it sticks in my memory more if I write it.
Mm.
So I write the compliments to myself daily. So I'm going to put you on the spot, but what can you compliment yourself for right now?
Uh, One that I think of quite often is I'm worthy. I'm, yeah, I'm worthy. I'm just trying to think of any others. There aren't many that I do think actually. Even though I practice a lot of gratitude, I don't actually. I'm I'm grateful that actually. I went out for a walk today. We went out for a change for a walk, and it was a lovely day. And we went out, and it was beautiful. We had a good conversation, so it's really nice. It was a good day. So that to me is, um, yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy. But actually, I don't practice much for myself. Yeah, it's kind of really hard. It's really
Yeah,
weird. It's so hard.
it's really hard and it takes a lot of practice. And there are even
And
days
that's a
where,
nervous laughter.
yeah, there, there's
Yeah.
there's even days that when I'm doing it, I'm like, I don't know what to compliment myself on because I try not to repeat them like frequently, the same ones. If I feel like I'm stuck and I'm sitting there for a while, I will repeat the same ones, but I try to give myself a different compliment every
Mm.
time. So every day I'm putting 3 different compliments out into the universe, you know? The other thing is what do you do for yourself, like self-care wise, that makes you feel good?
Um, that's something I've always struggled with because I've got um, ME, chronic fatigue syndrome, and
Yes.
basic things can be really hard for me. But I am putting in my daily routine, I'm well, just looking after myself and getting changed, brushing my teeth and putting face cream on, which I didn't used to put on. So I'm putting it on now. I'm just generally getting changed as well, and rather than be more in my PJs, which is not very good. And then the other thing I'm doing is I'm doing some exercises at home because they're helping me. I need to exercise more and I need to go out more, so I'm actually doing them at home now as well. So I'm actually making sure that I do them. So I'm kind of trying to keep a routine to do them. So and those I find very important for me because they're things that I couldn't do before, which I'm doing now.
I think that is amazing, and I am so excited for you. And do you find they help with your confidence throughout the day? That you start your
Yeah,
day that way?
yeah, as well. No, I haven't. I haven't always. It varies, but um, I'm kind of making myself do it because I know it's good for me. So, and it does. It makes me feel much better, much better. I feel kind of more ready, more with it, more able.
Right.
Um,
I'm excited
yeah.
for this.
So,
And it sounds like you started on your confidence roadmap, believe it or not. Because that's what I would recommend is you start your day like Amanda, even though she left, we were just talking about journaling when you came in. And
mm,
I do the gratitude. That's when I do my journaling is in the morning, right after I get up, get dressed, get my makeup on. I do journaling. I do affirmations daily. I do money affirmations because I really need to have faith in that there's money coming in.
mm,
But I do gratitude, and like I said, I write down my compliments to myself. But I recommend setting yourself one goal for the day
mm-hmm.
because it makes you look
Okay.
for something. It doesn't have to be a huge goal. Like my goals for the past couple of days have been to get 5 group members in the group every day. Well, that
Mm,
I've gotten 2, but that's still better than the 0 I was getting before. So I set a goal, whether it's to do with business or personal, or maybe if it's a goal that today I want to go take that walk because you enjoyed that walk. You know what I mean? But set yourself a daily goal, and I call it goal/intention because you intend to do it. Now, whether you
mm,
get it done or not, it's understandable if you don't. When you have chronic illnesses, sometimes it makes it really hard. I know I have diabetes, so some days when the sugars are all messed up, it messes my schedule completely up. And I'm like, I didn't get a dang thing done. I think yesterday
mm,
was bad for me on the day I got one thing done out of the 20 things I intended to do. But I celebrated the one thing I
mm.
got done. So that's why I think help your confidence is if you set yourself a goal, and it doesn't have to be a huge goal. You know what I mean? So what's one thing that you've been wanting to do, like that maybe tomorrow we could set the goal for? One thing you want to get done tomorrow.
Oh, actually, tomorrow, unusually, I'm going to an event which I haven't been for a long time. Going to things, so I've got a lot of traveling to do, and I find events quite tiring, actually. But I also get a lot out of it, and I also get to meet other people, so it's kind of a good one because I'm not in the house. So actually, for me, a goal probably for tomorrow will be make sure I eat breakfast before I go,
Yes.
to make
Yeah.
sure I do it because that's something that I don't do.
Uh,
So I'm trying to get all my bad habits out really and start to do them. So
I completely
yeah.
understand. So you started creating your roadmap, which is awesome. But I really recommend every day you set yourself a goal. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a huge goal at all. And make it an intention and if you have to, say it out loud so you put it out into the universe. So the universe gives you help.
Mm,
That's how I say if you prefer God or whatever, however you would say it, I just use universe as a general terminology. Because not everybody has the same spirituality as I do. You know,
mm.
I try to think of everybody else's things. Sometimes it holds me back from saying stuff. You know what I mean? I'm like, but I just say universe. It can be whatever way you want.
Mm.
um,
And also, I think it's having the confidence to say what you're thinking as well, because you put a note through in the group something quite personal, and actually I thought, well, actually you're very brave. You're actually very courageous as well to have done it. So,
Oh,
it's really good that you have. So, and it takes a lot of confidence as well to do that, to be able to do it, and self-respect to do it, and also to just say, hey, I'm gonna do it.
yeah, I
So
think
I
it
think
took a
that's really
lot.
good.
Yeah, it took a lot for a long time because I had a lot of people trolling my page per se. And
Mm,
anytime I post anything, there was like always a negative comment. And I was like, wait, you don't have to respond to these negative comments. Why do you think? Because I'm the type of person, I'm just nice. I want to say something back to everybody and try to be positive about it.
mm,
And and that's that people pleasing tendency in me.
mm.
I don't know what the deal is, but I think it's instilled from birth from my mom. So I was editing what I was saying. I was like, well, I might offend somebody by putting my viewpoint out there. I don't want to offend anybody. I'm like, but I'm offended because I can't say what I want to say. So why am I editing
Mm.
myself? So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I agree. I think we are very much as, societies as whole lacking respect for ourselves because we're afraid that we're going to offend somebody or,
Yeah.
cause an issue. And it's really hard, but it does take a lot of courage and confidence. And once you start doing it, it feels better to you, honestly. So I'm excited that I'm going to do it. But like somebody actually told me that I need to get rid of my fairy, that it was too immature and childlike. Yeah.
Oh, God.
So, yeah.
Honestly, some people.
I was
Oh,
like, if you don't
tell them
like
to bugger off.
yeah, like if you don't like the fairy, that's on you. You don't have to like buy
Yeah.
my products or services. I'm like, but
Yeah.
that's me. And that's why you see the fairy disappeared for a bit.
Okay. All right.
Because I was like, they're like, well, people keep, because it was a coach, and she's like, people keep asking me. I'm like, no, it's your personal problem with the fairy because nobody else has said a
Mm.
word about the fairy.
Yeah.
So I did bring it back in a different
Oh.
form only because that way, because I think it was more the fact that it looked so human, it was freaking her out. You know what I mean? Like I can
but
respect that one, you know?
it becomes crazy though, because you become so, when you try to please everybody, you don't think about yourself either. And actually, I think there has to be an element of being able to speak openly without fear and without recourse. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't strike me as being somebody that would just write something for the hell of it and put it out there. You don't strike me like that. So,
No.
and it's just kind of like, well, then, you know, it's
I
it's an
just thought
understanding
it
of
was,
somebody else, isn't it? And a respect of somebody
yeah.
else. It's just like, you know,
Like if somebody puts their branding out there and there's something I don't like about it, I don't go telling them I don't like it because it's
mm,
how they feel about them.
yeah,
It
this
has
is it.
nothing to do about me.
Mm.
It's like,
But a lot of people can't understand that. They can't understand that.
yes,
And a
this is
lot of
true.
people project as well. And it's not, and they put it onto you when it's not you, it's them. So,
Right.
which is what you're saying. So,
So
uh,
it's I gotta say I was being really confident for a long time, and for like 3 months it was really bad for me. Even though I knew all these things and I practiced all these things for myself, I had stopped doing it for myself
mm,
because I was like, well, if they don't think I can do it, then maybe I can't do it. So I talked myself into lacking in my own confidence.
mm, yeah,
Yeah. So
which is
that's
not
what
good at all.
no,
Yeah,
that's
because
why
they,
I wanted to say, look, this, I struggled with this. I know these things worked for me, and I would like to help them work for you. And that's why I always say the last three things. I always say the first two to me are non-negotiable: the I love you and the compliments to yourself. The last three things you do for yourself should be for you and based on what's going to boost your confidence, whether it's putting on a song every morning that helps you feel good, or it's, getting out of bed and getting yourself ready for the day, or if it's eating your breakfast, whatever it may be. But I believe it works differently for everybody.
mm,
While I have
yeah,
strategies that work for me, they may not work for you, I will share what works for me and maybe give you ideas for you. And I'm not going to like be like, oh, I've had people say, you have to do this exactly how I tell you to do it, or it's not going to work. I'm like, no.
No, this is it. We're all individuals, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
The problem with Facebook and the social media can have its negative, that we only see snippets of somebody at the time,
Yes.
and we're assuming that we know a lot about them when we don't, and there's a lot said, and there seems to be very little tolerance as well, and it can be really negative, especially if you've been trolled as well. It must be horrible.
Oh, I actually blocked a lot of people on my page, believe it or not. There's a lot of people blocked. There's even friends of friends that they necessarily had nothing to do with it, but I blocked them so nothing can be said back because I just don't know. Because it was still happening. And now that I've blocked them, nothing's happening.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this is it. They can no longer affect you. Yeah.
Right. And if you had asked me like a year ago if I would ever do that, I would say no, because I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. It was like my feelings weren't important. So it took a long time to get here, and I'm excited to be here. And that's why I want to help other people get there. Because life is too short to be anything but happy and feel comfortable in who you are in your skin. So, I've been really working hard on that. And, sometimes I do stuff like that I post right along with you guys. I'm not going to lie, because even if I've worked on it before, I work on it again to strengthen it. So, like I said, there are journal prompts in the back of that has, more exploring about yourself to maybe get to know yourself better. But part of this confidence roadmap, the work guide and workbook, is it asks you what your likes and dislikes are. And I think sometimes we lose ourselves because as we grow older and as our mindset grows, we change in what we like and don't like. So then we end up losing ourselves. So I recommend when you feel lost to go back and look, what do I like? What do I don't like? And it's things you like, not what like necessarily your partner or your husband or your friends like to do, because sometimes you do things with them that you don't necessarily 100% like yourself, but you do because you're nice. But it has to be stuff you like to do. So if you like to go bowling, this is just an example. I'm sure you probably don't go bowling, but if you like to go bowling, it will help you feel better if you know that you like that, and set a goal that, hey, I like to go bowling. Let me go once a month or something, or like the walks. That's something that new that you tried. If that's something you like, and you make sure you take a day where you have time to rest, I would say schedule that in. Make it a priority because you like it and it makes you feel good. It's all about knowing yourself and knowing what you can do. And it helps when you put it in like I call it a wellness toolbox, but like a wellness toolbox. I'm having a bad day today and I have a list of XY things I like to do. Maybe I need to pull from that list today and do it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Because it'll change your outlook.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know for the last 3 weeks, my outlook has been very different. I'm more relaxed and calmer, and I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel before, whereas now I can, and things kind of clarify, and
yes,
it's just an episode in my life I would not want to go back to. It was horrible. So so I'm glad it's over, but it's just that wellness toolbox is something I wasn't even doing before, whereas now it's a good idea to actually start using
you
just
can
little things.
Like if you have like a list maybe of music on YouTube that puts you into a good mood. I don't have the box right now, but I used to have a box where I had crayons and coloring books and markers and paper and all that good stuff in like craft projects in a little box, that when I was feeling bad or down, that I pulled the box out. And in the box, I also had a list of movies and stuff. Because sometimes when we're down, we forget what we like. It's like we don't know ourselves or something.
Yeah, yeah, all kind of, or you get taken over by other things that are going on, and yeah,
Right.
and you forget about you because you look after everybody else. So
And
yeah, it's important to be able to look back onto it. Yeah.
and our strategies to be confident is so important. And believe it or not, making ourselves feel good brings back our confidence levels. That's why I say have that wellness toolbox. I even put in the wellness toolbox 5 people I can go talk to when it's really bad. And I put their numbers with it too. If, I talk to them on the phone or whatever, if it's somebody on Facebook, I'm just like Facebook Messenger or whatever it may be, I put where I can reach them. And I put them in order of who I would want to talk to. And I usually do that when I'm feeling good, though, because if I'm feeling bad, I can't think of anybody.
Yeah, because it blocks everything. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good idea, actually, because I'm clearing papers and all sorts of bits as well. So I'm kind of moving forwards in lots of ways in my life and in the last 3 weeks. And it's quite cathartic, it's very good. And also I can then, I can do things like that now because now I can visualize it, I can see it. Whereas before, I think I couldn't even think about it. My head was too much
right.
in another place. It was too full.
The other recommendation I have with the wellness toolbox is have it in a place where you'll see it so that if you're feeling bad because you can't always think about to do that stuff when you're feeling bad, have it in a spot where you'll see it. And I would put in big letters, wellness toolbox. Use this when you feel bad.
Okay. All right.
Because you have to remind yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
I hate to say, when you get depressed on it, you can't see that far ahead. It's like tunnel vision. You're
Yeah.
like in a
Yeah.
tunnel and you can't see everything around. And sometimes you need something big, bright markers saying, here's a way to help you.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yes, and it's something I've never done. So actually, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if
Yeah,
you
I'm
want to, you
definitely
can
going to, yeah. That'll be
make a
good.
list of books, make a list of movies, make a list of people you want to go to or activities you want to do. Because sometimes you can't fit the actual things in the box. But at least if you have the list in there, you can go through and see
Yeah.
what's going to work today. And if this isn't working, what else can I do?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can totally visualize it. So, yeah, that's a very good idea. Oh, excellent.
So we've basically gone through the
Thank you.
webinar. I just want to let you know that this week we're going to be doing a vision board on self-respect. It's like a little daily activity. It's not like it's a challenge, but it's not a challenge. I just decided to do it instead of like the total respect content thing. I think for the content this week, that's what I want to do. And I will be posting what I'm doing exactly along with you guys so you can have an exact example. I'm using Canva to do it, but you can use whatever you want, whether it's paper, pen, whatever. It doesn't matter. So I'm excited about that. And then the following week, we're doing like a journaling self-respect challenge to make you dig deeper on it. But I think the vision board will help if you can, put it up somewhere where you can see it to help you with your self-respect. So those are the things that are coming up. The other thing I want to let you know about, and this is an offer only to the people that are, watching the webinar and that are on today, because I know who's been on, is for 247, I'm doing a 3-hour, like super intensive confidence. It's going to build on what we did here times, 10-fold. And it is going to be over 2 days because it is a 3-hour intensive. I'm kind of breaking it up. That way you have a chance to process some of it and then come back, ask questions if you need to, and then we process the rest of it. It is 247 for you guys. It's going to be put out for 297. And then I also take payments. So if you're interested in all, let me know. And if you have any questions, let me know. But it will be put out in a couple days for 297. Just as an FYI. And the special for you guys will be up the end of the week for the 247. So that's just some thinking for you to do. No obligation. I just want to offer it to you because I really think that, exploring this further might help you.
Okay. All right.
And
So
I
a lot going
appreciate.
on. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
No, I noticed that you were talking about all the different things, self-respect, and yeah, they all go hand in hand as well. It's all
Yes.
part of, building oneself up or myself up and being a better me, really. It's the only way I can describe it.
Yes.
So, yeah, and it's good. It's good. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. But like I said, in that workshop, we'll be going more intensely into like the multiple areas of the confidence with the love, the respect, the value, all those things. So it'll kind of branch out, but it'll bring more in together on the confidence of like tying all that stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
I thank you so much.
Right.
And I forgot to tell you, we're being recorded because I am posting this
Oh,
in
yes.
the
Yes, that's right. No, I can see. Yes, that's fine. No, I'm fine with what I've said, so no
I
problem.
just wanted to double check because I'm one of those people. I'm very, I'm cautious because if there's something said that somebody's uncomfortable with, I don't want to post it. I can find a way to edit it out.
Okay. No,
But I was
no,
going to
I'm
post
fine.
it in there.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank
Have
you
a
very
great
much.
night.
Yeah, and you too. It's still daytime there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is for something. I don't have my
so
glasses down, so I can't see exactly.
yeah,
I'm
because
blind.
it's 9:30 p.m. here, so
Yeah.
I know there's a time difference, but I'm glad I caught you. So
Yeah, I'm
it's
trying to do
really
stuff
lovely to hear you
earlier.
as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to do stuff earlier so that you're able to catch and jump on. If you haven't noticed, I've been doing the lives earlier, unless
As
something
well.
comes up.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
and if you ever have any questions, you're welcome to message or anything. I
Okay.
don't have, any problem having a conversation with somebody on the side because I believe we all need support and I try to support everybody in the best way I can.
All right. Thank you.
Have a
Oh.
great night. I hope you get a good sleep.
Yes. Yes, and you too. Do enjoy your weekend.
You
Thank
too.
you. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right then. Thanks
Bye-bye.
then. All right. Bye.